Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty in the Frizz. My name is Kara, and whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one today. I really miss you all tremendously. My last video was on Saturday, but my filming has been a bit scattered here and there, and I really want to get back into it. And today I want to start with a video about makeup burnout, because I think that's where I am. And in addition to the boys' sports schedule, I think it's the reason why I haven't been as motivated to film lately. And I really want to talk about that. I am guessing that some of you can relate to this topic. So we're going to go ahead and talk all about it. If that sounds good to you, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy or not, it's not becoming your therapy. I don't know if it's your love and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining this ever-changing community. We'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So how are you? I'm just dandy, and it's 8:38 p.m. I have not been motivated to film a video this late in a long time. So I'm really excited to delve into this topic of makeup burnout. I think it will allow me to share just how I've been feeling lately and hopefully connect with you all as well. I want to see like how we're feeling about this makeup life we're living, and are we feeling the same about our love for makeup? We're going to talk all about it. So let me know how you're doing in the comment section or the chat, whichever you prefer. And let's get this show on the road, because it might be a long one. Now, if you see me looking off, I actually have some notes about this topic that I took, because there's so much that I want to say, but I also want to have some type of organization to this video. And I do want to end on a positive note about maybe some things that we can do to help combat this makeup burnout that we're having and fall in love with our collections again. First thing I want to do is define makeup burnout for me. I want to just share with you how I have been feeling lately. I think I'm gonna show some embarrassing B-roll, so just get ready, don't judge, because this is a no judgment community here, folks. Makeup burnout, for me, it is this feeling of overwhelm, anxiety, feeling unmotivated when I'm looking at my collection. My makeup collection is not bringing me joy. And I think that being in this influencer community, and I hate saying that I'm an influencer, this is not my full-time job. I know y'all know that. I am teetering between being an influencer and just being a regular makeup lover and consumer. My makeup collection is huge. Some of the things I have purchased for videos only. A lot of stuff I purchased because I'm just curious and want to try things. That's probably most of what I've purchased. And then there are those things that I've gotten in PR, and that's actually quite a bit of makeup at this point, and it's all accumulating. I find that because this collection is so large, I just have anxiety trying to store it. I have anxiety just looking at it. I have a feeling of guilt when I'm not using things that I purchased myself or that someone sent to me. I gave an example of not being able to finish the Nomad Polar Express video. And although I really like the look of that palette, I just wasn't motivated to do eyeshadow. So I still have one look just sitting there waiting to be edited, and then I'm supposed to be doing like 1 or 2 more looks. I just couldn't get it done, y'all. Like, that's how unmotivated I felt. I also feel like I'm in this cycle of buying for that dopamine rush. That's really the high of it all, because when the makeup comes and you try it on, for some reason, that experience is not living up to the feeling of purchasing the makeup, and it should be the opposite. Okay, I purchased this, excited, waiting for it, which we are, but when the makeup comes and you're putting it on, I want to be excited. The makeup that I purchased is good makeup, but it's just not giving me that same excitement that I used to have. So simplifying that into a definition, it's this feeling of not being motivated. I would say feeling mentally drained, creatively drained by the makeup, by the collection, by the makeup community, the industry, all the YouTube videos, all the get this, run, don't walk, all of that consumption, social media, promo for makeup, all of that. And it could also be the feeling of trying to perfect your makeup every day. One of the things that I am trying to do on my winter arc is work on my style. So I have these days where I'm hating my makeup, just hating it. Then I'm having some days where I absolutely love it. But that back and forth is something that also drains me. So when we talk about the signs of makeup burnout, it's really what I just described. It's feeling unmotivated to do your makeup. It's feeling overwhelmed with your collection. It could even be a feeling of boredom with your routine or your products, and also that sense of guilt. For me, it's more so not filming things, not posting regularly, not filming with things that brands have sent me, not using the things that I purchased with my own money. All of those things give me those feelings of guilt. I do want to share that with me. I'm seeing this with makeup, but I see this with so many things in my life that I get hooked on. So you all know I have my fragrance channel, Frizz and Fragrance. So you can probably say that my love for eyeshadow palettes has dwindled down, but something else has taken its place. And luckily, I am seeing the signs now that I could go down the same road with fragrances if I don't stop right now. For me, this also goes outside of beauty and fragrance. It could honestly be anything that I'm into, anything that I want to learn more about, anything that I get hooked on. So seeing the signs is really important to me because I see this happening in other aspects of my life. I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was saying, you know, with your new position, since I don't have to do lesson plans and things like that, she's like, do you feel like you have less on your plate? Do you feel more relieved? And I was telling her that I do. But what I think has happened is now that I do have more mental freedom and I don't have as many constraints as far as what I need to do at home to plan for work the next day. As soon as I come home, I immediately see everything that I wasn't able to pay attention to for the last however many years. And I don't know where to start. The makeup is just one thing, but when I look at the clutter in my home, I realized that I didn't even have the mental capacity to attack the declutter because I just knew it wasn't feasible. My lesson plan came first, the boys came first. We were gonna live out of a hamper. You know, that was just it. So now it's like I'm playing catch up, trying to undo everything that I wasn't able to pay attention to. And it's really overwhelming. So there's just a new sense of urgency that I have because before I didn't even allow myself to see what I was doing. It feels good to buy things. It helped with the anxiety to buy things. It's fun to film the videos, but then there's kind of that low that happens after it's done. I'm like, what am I going to do with this palette? Because this is probably something I'm not going to really wear like that. And now we have the situation. I'm really thankful for my new position because it is allowing me to have a clear vision of what I want for my home and for my collection. I just know that before, if everything was good with school, everything at home had fallen by the wayside and vice versa. If I was on top of everything at home, I couldn't be on top of it at work. Just finding that work-life balance has always been a challenge, and I'm sure is a challenge for any classroom teacher. So seeing all this now, it's like, it's amazing. I'm just like, Kara, this is out of control. It's not hoarders, but it's definitely not organized. There's a lot of excess in this house and there's just not a place for everything. This makeup collection is no exception, and it's just time for me to make a move and move differently for this upcoming year. And I'm trying to start now and get myself set up for success in the next year. Also, one of the factors that also can lead to makeup burnout is social media influence. And as I was saying earlier, I always teeter with this influencer situation because I'm doing YouTube videos, and then just being someone who loves makeup and wanted to find a community of people who love makeup as well. It's really a fine line because I might just be sharing something And then you on the other side may be like, oh, but I want that. And that wasn't really my intent. It's tough. I also feel like with me being a small channel, watching people with lots more followers that are getting a lot more PR, or that are even doing this full time, you know, at first I was really trying to keep up with that. And then I realized like, this is not going to be sustainable. Like, you're already spending a lot of money. And if you try to keep up with that, like, you will have nothing. Some influencers love to try different foundations. They want to try everyone that's coming out, every single concealer that's coming out. That's never really been my thing. I've always just been looking for what works for me. But then I kind of found myself getting in that, like, oh, such and such has a new concealer out. And then I'm like, but Kara, you love the Natasha Denona one and you love the Dior one. Like, why are we adding to the concealers that we have? How many do we really need? And is makeup really that bad in 2024? I can't think of many products I try now that are bad. I think I said that in my new makeup releases video. There's not a lot of innovative products coming out. So I do expect, for the amount of money that I'm spending, that the makeup's gonna be at least good. What makes something go from good to great with the Natasha Denona concealer, for example, it's just that peachy undertone. Are there other brands that may have that? Sure, but this is the one I happened upon, and this is the one I love, and I'm not going back. So it's like, Kara, you don't need any more concealer. You know you don't need any more bronzer. You know you don't need any more blush, but sometimes that curiosity, wanting to try something else, gets you to spend that money. But now, after you do that, looking back in hindsight, I'm like, I only have 2 cheeks, and what am I gonna do with all these blushes? Like, it's insane. And going back to guilt, recently, I've been feeling guilty about not feeling excited about things I used to be excited about. Let me give you an example. Shifty Shades. I used to love me some Shifty Shades. I still love Shifty Shades. It's just that now I'm like, how many different Shifty Shades can be created? So when I see indie brands that I love, Terra Moons, Adept, Davina, when I see these singles coming out, I'm like, how different, Cleona's another one, how different is this going to look compared to something that I already have? Like, I already have something close. And is the difference something that I'm gonna be able to tell when it's on my eye in this little bit of space? The answer most likely is no, but I accumulated so many singles with that excitement. So maybe the nuance of getting into makeup for me has started to wear off. Another point I want to make with my makeup journey is that most of this happened during the pandemic. I started at the end of 2019 getting into makeup. I wasn't someone who really wore makeup, and I just wanted to try some things out. I didn't know, like, why do people wear foundation? Things like that. My whole thing was eyeshadow, and I was trying eyeshadow. I didn't like how it looked. And then I watched a video by Alyssa Ashley. I came upon it, and she was showing how to do hooded eye makeup, you know, and how to do a wing. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then I found Mel Thompson, and, you know, I just went down the rabbit hole. I just started to purchase makeup. My gateway brand was ColourPop. At that time, they were coming out with a collection every single week. I would say sometimes more than once a week. So my collection just grew. I was doing the KKW Beauty, don't do it. Then I got into indie. It was Alien Cosmetics, but you know, they're now Unearthly. There was Melt. And then, you know, around and around I went, and it just grew from there. So I decided to start this channel, and I had a lot more free time. I wasn't going anywhere. I had this 2-hour lunch break because I was teaching virtually. And when I filmed just regular videos, I was actually getting up in the middle of the night to film, because I was like, it's not gonna be cute to have my kids in the video. Like, it's not a family thing. This is just for me. But that was not very sustainable, as you can see. So as things started to open up and, you know, we're back outside, I still think there's some effects, lasting effects of that time. At one point, I would say every single video, it was a new palette. I just can't do that anymore, y'all. I just can't. I don't get the same joy from using different palettes. I don't feel like I'm really getting to know them. And more importantly, I think the great thing about where I am now is I am really settling into the makeup that I like. And it's stuff like this. So this is the Natasha Denona Retro palette. I have on a nude lip. I have on my Hourglass palette. I absolutely love it. I think that when you can go into a school bathroom and like how your makeup looks, that is the definition of success for me. So I'm not sure if it's gonna be as fun to watch me put on the same makeup all the time. We all know that people are looking for what's new. YouTube is a search engine. We wanna know what's new. We wanna know if it's something that we wanna buy. And those are the videos that, you know, are kind of coming up in the feed. So I do feel exhausted. I feel burned out. But it's not that I don't love makeup anymore. I think I'm burned out on buying, consuming, keeping up with the trends, trying to keep up with people who are full-time content creators. I'm also burned out of brand loyalty. Ooh, I wasn't even thinking about that in this video, but yeah, let me talk about that. And then I'm gonna talk about some of the things I wanna try to do to overcome the burnout. I am burned out with brand loyalty. Basketball Wives, it's an old season. Anyway, I'm burned out because at one point it's like, Pat McGrath, I would get every single thing. And I felt guilt once again if I didn't want to get that mothership, or I didn't want to get that palette, or want to get that collection. Like, I still felt the need to get the what is it called, Luminous Legends, the one that she just came out with, and I still haven't gotten it. I might get it for Black Friday. I got so much better with that with Pat McGrath once she kept coming out with the pink stuff. The last mothership was gifted to me by my friend Jamie, but I was not buying that. I was not buying all of the Bridgertons and no, I did buy the Bridgertons. But there's been some collections, some Valentine's Day stuff. There's been stuff and I'm just like, girl, no. It's hard because even, was it last year where she came out with what I think was supposed to be a Bridgerton collection, but it was those mega motherships with the 9 shades and the 2 blushes. I mean, I have one that I haven't even touched, but when it went on sale, I just felt the need, like, no, it's Pat McGrath, like, I have to get it. And it's like, now I'm like, but no, you really, really don't. Brands are not loyal to me, so why am I loyal to them? I don't have to like every single thing that a brand comes out with, even if I call that brand a priority brand. I didn't really care for, what was it that just came out? Adept just came out with a palette. Is it gonna be great quality? Yes. Did I need that palette in my collection? No. Did I feel a way that I didn't purchase it? Yes, I did, but I didn't give into it. I was like, no, you do not have to get it. Blend bunnies. They have come out with so much this year. And I'm like, I know the quality is great, but I don't really care for these color stories. Does it make me less of a Blend Bunnies fan? No. So it's a mindset shift that I'm in right now, but I still go back and forth and it's hard. But all of this takes up mental capacity and is very, very draining. And we're just talking about colored powders that we put on our face. Sorry. All right, enough of the rant. I think I have covered everything that I want to cover about makeup, and everything that I'm saying about makeup applies to fragrance, because you're gonna be like, Kara, but you doing the same thing with the fragrance. Yeah, I am. I have transferred my coinage from the makeup to the fragrance, so I'm addressing it all here because I need to stop so I can enjoy the fragrances that I have before I get burnt out with that. And I kind of need to revive what I am doing with makeup here on Beauty and the Frizz. I don't know what that's going to be, but we'll figure it out. It's going to happen. Let's try to end this video on something positive, because we can overcome the feeling of makeup burnout if you are in the same boat as me, and I know a lot of us are. These are the things I came up with. 1, taking a break. I'm at the point where my YouTube feed does not have any makeup videos. And now that I'm going to get on YouTube and look for makeup stuff, I can't find it because I have switched my timeline up so much that nobody's coming up that I like to watch. So then when I do have that feeling of like, oh, let me see what's going on in the streets, I really have to search for it. I think I prefer that than the influx. One of the things, oh my gosh, that I cannot stand, this is another reason why I feel like I could not get that Nomad video together, and I love Nomad, so this is no shade to them. When they reveal their color story and the palette, I automatically get like 5 Nomad videos because content creators they are able to have them locked and loaded, which I think is fantastic. I wish that I could pre-film some things like that, but my life is just not set up that way at this time. It might be at some point, but NRN not right now. That drives me nuts. I don't know why, because I have been part of that barrage of videos before. I mean, the thing is that we have creators that we like to watch. So it's not like I gotta watch all 5 videos that come up. I'm gonna go with the people I gravitate to. But there's something annoying about it to me. I don't know how else to explain it, but there's something that just frosts my cookies. Gravitate, like I go towards it. Like, yeah, it's something about it just grinds my gears and frosts my cookies, and not in a good way. So taking a break, I think, is really good. It's been good for me because I'm just doing makeup how I want to, the way I want to, and I'm not thinking about a trend. I'm not thinking about what any creator is doing. I'm just thinking about Karen. And I feel like in that space, I've just come up with what I think looks good on me. And I think that's what this whole process has been about. And I finally feel like I'm settling into something. Is it gonna always stay that way? Probably not, but I've been feeling this way for some time now, and it's been harder to do blue looks, even though y'all love them. I'm like, this blue look isn't it for me. You know, I can pull one off here and there that I like, but it's very, very rare. So then I'm like, gosh, I'm taking the time, like, because my time is so constrained. If I'm taking the time to do my makeup, I want it to be something that I know I'm gonna like. Okay, that's the side note. The whole point of taking a break is that sometimes stepping back can restore that creativity and that love. And I feel that that has worked for me. I try to really bring something else to the conversations. Like, even if I'm just doing makeup, it could be random topics that someone can relate to, so that even if you're watching me do makeup, like, you could just be watching, but that's not really what you're taking from the video. Like, you came for the makeup, but you left with something else. And I do hear people say that. So taking a break is important if you need to do it. That's all I'm gonna say. I think the next tip to overcoming the burnout is to just simplify. Simplify your routine, try to streamline things, try to find a routine that you are comfortable with. Relieve yourself of the pressure of having to do it all, because we don't have to do it all. I don't have to do an eyeshadow look with 10 shades. I was doing that before, and I felt like it was an accomplishment. Like, oh my gosh, I used all these shades. I had different shades on the bottom and this shades on the top. You can't even see it. I had on 2 shades today. And I'm just really happy with how this look turned out. That's it. It didn't take a long time. The ease, that is what we need right now going into 2025. We're gonna need the ease. The next thing that I have done that has really helped out is I have rediscovered favorites. I've rediscovered the basics in my collection, the holy grails, the things that I really love, the things that make me happy. Y'all know I found my Hourglass Tiger palette, and she has been sitting out ever since. That palette really makes me happy. I enjoy it. I found my Chanel Adrienne lipstick. I'll have to do a little reel on that. I found that after it being gone for almost a year. I love this lipstick. If I want to wear this lipstick every day, I'm gonna wear it every day. You know why? Because it makes me happy. Now, does it lead to a little bit of guilt? Like, hey, maybe we should rotate some things out? Yes. And I can do that in time. But right now we're trying to overcome the burnout and just rediscovering the things in your collection that make you happy. They don't have to be new. There are so many makeup products that have come out since I started doing makeup that have been excellent. Like, I had no need to veer off and go astray and try to get something else. Like, I had stuff that worked. And now, granted, you know, things change, looks change. You may go for a different look, or you may change like how much coverage you want or something, and you try some different products. But the way I've been trying products has been a bit outrageous. So, you know, there's that balance there. But just rediscovering the basics in your collection can help you find joy in your collection and overcome the feeling of being burned out, because you're using something that makes you happy. And again, it is fun to experiment with new releases. I just know I can't keep up with it anymore. And the more and more I do the new makeup releases videos, which I love, the less I'm excited about what I'm seeing. I'm also realizing that, you know, a lot of things come out again, they're called something different, but they're really not innovative products. The quality of makeup products has gone through an evolution, but I have come at a point in the timeline where we're on the up and up. So I don't know. I don't have the need to experiment with all these new releases anymore. And that actually makes me feel pretty good. Am I still buying stuff? And did I still lose my mind at the Sephora sale? I did. I'm hoping that doing this video and sitting down the way that I have since purchasing at the Sephora sale, I'm hoping that I have a outline for me going forward, that I won't do that again. Another thing that I've done to take the pressure off is just realize, like, I don't have to wear makeup if I don't want to. I don't have to wear eyeshadow if I don't want to. I don't have to wear makeup every day. And when I do, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be flawless. I can just do brows. I could just do concealer. I could just do nothing. Taking that pressure off that, okay, I have to do an eyeshadow look. It was me with the eyeshadow at first. Like, oh no, I have to have my eyeshadow. And I'm like, girl, no, like you really don't. Sometimes just putting bronzer in the crease has pulled my look together. And like, I've been doing that, I would say, more often than not lately. So that has relieved a lot of pressure. It's also led to a bit of guilt, because I'm like, what am I going to do with all these palettes? But we can find things to do with the things in our collection that we think we want to, you know, let go of. Let's talk about FOMO. FOMO, fear of missing out, that is real. But one of the things that I've seen, most things that say limited edition really aren't. Now, there are things that are limited edition. For example, Byredo eyeshadow palettes, you know, those come, they go, and then they're gone. I have seen that. But when I saw the Muerte palette from Melt come back after, I don't know, 3-4 years, I was like, is anything really limited edition? Also, I realized that when I don't purchase something right away, if I let it wait for maybe a couple of days, sometimes that feeling of like, oh, I really want to get this, I really want to get this, sometimes it totally goes away, and sometimes I forget about it. And if it's forgettable, it means that like you really don't need it. We don't need any of it, but we really don't need it at that time.
The hot mustard.
You know what, August just brought up a great point. So the other day, my dad came over here with McDonald's. Let me know, when I was younger, my favorite, and I don't really eat McDonald's, but my favorite dipping sauce was the hot mustard, and they got rid of hot mustard. I might have been an adult when they did. Do you know they brought hot mustard back? I had to save those because I'm going to use them for something, but
You saved them?
Yes, I did. Okay, back to the topic. Lastly, I think it's okay to find joy in minimalism. Me having a simple makeup routine has made it really enjoyable and quick. You know, I could do this look in like 10 minutes. I'm completely happy with it. I did my makeup this morning and it still looks really nice. I'm not late to work the way I used to be. I mean, I used to be showing up to work like so late, trying to film these videos with these intricate eyeshadow looks. And then it became more of a chore instead of a joy. So I am finding joy in this simplified routine. It has made me very happy, and we don't need to feel guilty about that. The last thing that I want to share before we conclude this video is that we really need to take care of our health and our well-being outside of makeup. One of the things that I have been really trying to do is reflect on my mental health and how this attachment to makeup and the burnout from makeup, maybe it's stemming from something else. You know, maybe it's stemming from feelings of insecurity. Maybe it's something I do when I have anxiety, like that impulse buying. Maybe the buying and the purchasing has been a way to relieve stress, but it also induces stress at the same time. Just really getting a hold on my mental health and how the constant urge to purchase something new is leading to actually the demise of my mental health because I'm overwhelmed with my collection. So it's more so just understanding that cycle and where I want to be. And when we think about makeup and beauty, there's so many other things aside from makeup that we can do that enhances that, like drinking water, taking care of your skin, exercising. So those are some things that I'm trying to focus on as well, because makeup can only cover up so much. And there's different reasons why we put makeup on, right? It's been a therapeutic process for me. I think it enhances natural features, but I never feel like it's something I have to have or have to do. It's something that's fun, and that fun is going away, which is, you know, all a part of this like mental health check. But there's so many other activities that we can do that can be therapeutic and relaxing and also help us to take care of our beauty, our health, our skin, you know? Now, what I do want to warn about though is when we talk about taking care of our skin and things like that, it's really easy to get hooked on skincare products too. So, you know, I think just having your skincare routine, figuring out what that is and what products work best for your skin is great. Skincare is another rabbit hole that anyone can easily dive down. So I don't want to replace makeup with skincare. I do think that if your skin is in great condition and you like the look of your skin, then you will feel confident with or without makeup, but we don't want to get into the skincare rabbit hole, because I have a whole skincare drawer, like stuff that was from BoxyCharms. I mean, stuff like that. It's like I really don't have the need to purchase any skincare. So once you find your products, stick with those and the ones that make you feel good, and just keep up with that. So to bring this all to a close, if you're in the same boat as me, struggling with this makeup burnout, just know that it probably happens to all of us and that it's okay. I think it's normal, and I think that having these feelings show that you are reflecting on the current state of where you are. I think that's important. I want to remind myself and all of you that makeup should be fun. This is a fun hobby. It should not feel like a chore. And if it becomes that way, it might be time to step back and take a break, really reassess like what you're doing. Maybe you need to simplify things. Maybe you're being flooded with too much makeup content and there's just not that balance there, but it is okay to, you know, redo your timeline. That's really all I have for this video. But if there are any tips or suggestions that you have that you did not share in the chat, or if you're watching this on the replay, please share them down in the comments, because you never know what you say may really help me or someone else in this community. And I want to keep the conversation going because the makeup releases aren't slowing down. And I think that brands seem to be also grasping at trying to find other ways to hook you. So we do see a lot of beauty brands now coming out with fragrance, because fragrance is a thing right now. And it's like, ooh, we have Westman Atelier coming out with pajamas that I can't afford. They're grasping, because I think that there is a shift in the community right now where people are wearing less. People are doing a lot more simplified eyeshadow looks, neutral looks. So now these brands are like, okay, we're not doing these bold, shifty looks, all this stuff. Like, well, how can I stay relevant? We can let the brands scramble to find things, but it doesn't mean that we have to participate in every single release. We don't have to participate in every single sale. We don't have to participate. And this is something I'm saying for myself, because I find it really hard to not participate. But I am trying to move differently. I'm saying this for myself as well. Like, Kara, you don't have to participate. There's so many things in my collection that I'm looking at, things I'm finding that I lost, that I forgot I had. Those are the things that are bringing me joy. And as always, y'all bring me a lot of joy. I think this community is really special. I think that many of us are trying to move past makeup. We want to take our makeup with us into the other things that we're trying to do. I want to travel. I want to take my makeup with me there. But if I keep buying the way I am, I won't be going anywhere. I'll be sitting right here just doing makeup videos. I think as we are starting to shift ourselves, our priorities are changing, but we can still love our makeup. It can still be therapeutic. And I think we can have all these things without feeling burnt out. So I hope you're able to focus on some of the things that I said to help you, I don't know, rediscover your love for your collection and for makeup without feeling the need to just buy. I always felt like, okay, if I get this is gonna be that's gonna be that one thing I need to have that, like, and I'm gonna be complete. And I've said it so many times, and I never get that feeling. It's always leading to something else. So trying to get off the hamster wheel, and hopefully we can help each other be accountable and do all of that together. I love you all, and I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. I would really appreciate feedback on this. I really tried to have it organized this time, and I would like to know if you feel like it was helpful. And I hope to do more videos like this. So thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another one today. I hope this was therapy for you. You know it always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.
And then make sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to know the next time we post. And get us to 1 mil, please. 1 mil? Begging you.
All right, y'all. Bye.
10K, we don't care.
10K. Oh, you know, that might be more reasonable. All right, bye.
Go on, block your